Question number 3. Are some companies that have chosen to prioritize the viability of their businesses over the protection of their employees deemed insensitive because they too are trying to prevent themselves from being employed? Great question. Let's listen to the experts.
From a strategic management perspective, relationships between leaders and their employees within an organization, especially during crisis management, can positively or negatively affect that organization's reputation. In a time of crisis, it is vital that leaders make every effort to identify and satisfy the needs of their employees, such as physiological and safety needs. Even if the employees can no longer work for the organization during a crisis, leaders should stay in touch with those employees laid off, incorporate them in their action plans, and share the resources of the organization to help them. These resources can be presented in the form of food and household products assistance, psychological support, and through other supportive services.
Hi folks, Andy Holnack here talking about this week's question. In the College of Business, the answer is actually easy, though the implementation is difficult. Your job as a manager will be to focus on the viability of the business and make tough decisions. In some cases, this will cause disruption for your employees. If, however, the manager focuses on the employees to the detriment of the operation and makes the operation no longer viable, then it puts everybody at risk, all the employees, the managers, and the shareholders. Unless the manager is also the owner of the operation, the manager's responsibility is a fiduciary responsibility to the shareholders. On a personal note, I don't know a single manager now who has enjoyed cutting their operations and losing employees. Many of them are calling it the toughest times of their professional lives. I hope this insight gives you something to think about. Thanks.
Hey, it's Jill. We're talking today about viability of the business and if organizations are putting themselves first over their employees. The COVID-19 pandemic is unprecedented. Nobody's ever been through it. We don't know how long it's going to last. From a standpoint that we talk about in 4426 and financial analysis, it's easy to make decisions based upon the balance sheet, the income statement, the cash statement of cash flow, to know that what our variable costs are, what our fixed costs are, where we need to make reductions in order to stay afloat. It might seem insensitive laying off the workforce, but there might not be another decision to be made. We all want that organization to go back to. The pandemic will end. When it does end, people will travel again. People will be out eating at restaurants and going to ball games. So we need all of those venues to be open. That takes some very difficult decisions in the short term so the organization and the employees can prosper in the long term.
What a great question. Again, this is a hard question. I don't really have an answer for you this week, but I will tell you this, is that in the hospitality industry, it is about people. It's about profits. Don't get me wrong. It is about profits, and we're trying to figure all of that out. However, what it is, when I talk to all these leaders, they are concerned about their employees and how their employees are doing. There may be one-offs that people are more afraid of their job, but that never is the right answer. The right answer is to make sure that the team and the team goes deep are okay. And if they are not okay, then we need to make it okay. It's hard right now to have that right answer because of all the different layers that you may not see. You may not understand at this point about the shareholders or the stakeholders, everybody that's involved in a publicly traded company, let's say like Marriott, Hilton, Hyatt, that are now having to make such huge decisions that are impacting everybody top to bottom, as well as if you think of the airline industry as well. Unions get involved with it. So there's no right answer to this except for if we can do this better, we will do the best that we can by the employees so that when we come back, we're going to have those employees come back as quickly as possible. I know I didn't answer the question, but that's my best answer today.